I agree with Inwoke Nazir. The line is beyond crossed. Insurrection act now. Now, Elon Musk called for it a couple of days ago, and since then, we have seen citizen journalists assaulted. We have seen bloodshed. We have seen absolute insanity in Minnesota.
Can you hear me?
And
Yeah.
I just wish I know that there's so many hurdles
How was
that
Fortino's
have to
dog?
be dealt with
We didn't go shopping.
in
We
order
just
to
went
deal
out
with a
for dinner.
Democratic-led city. But
Damn.
the is there. The
So how was
president
Swiss
has
Chalet?
the authority to use it.
It's good.
He needs to freaking use it. Look at this right here. Nick Sortor says he has to disguise himself and stay silent just to safely cover left-wing riots.
Start the stream.
This isn't
Already did,
America.
cunt.
Unfortunately, the only way to
Oh.
really keep safe for me anyway is to now go to these things in disguise, right? I can't show my face. I can't talk. I really have to be careful not to give up my identity, because if something like this happens, then there's nobody, you know, the police aren't going to come and help me. So I'm on my own, and I'm pretty much behind enemy lines at this point, and there are very few like-minded people that are out there, you know, for the same reason, because they're just going to be targeted by these people, and they're violent. And as you said, you have Latin Kings gang members out there now. Yeah, that's definitely not somebody you want to mess too much with. I mean, they don't have any. Clearly, their I guess moral compass isn't really tracking in the right direction. You can just go up and steal a rifle like that and just not think twice about it. And now he's going to be in prison for 10 to 15 years. I mean, I don't know how he wouldn't have expected to be in prison after that.
It's crazy. Someone in the chat says, Jeremy, are you losing weight? You slimmed down. No, I'm using skinny filters. I'm actually 452 pounds, but I have a skinny filter on. I learned that from Instagram. So my skinny filter actually has made me look a lot slimmer than I am. I am actually 450 pounds. I can't even get out of bed. This is I'm a VTuber. What I did is I Googled extremely sexy VTuber.
Have the price has gone up at Swiss Chalet, dog?
Gave me this. I mean,
I don't think so.
That's a pretty good looking dude.
But they probably have.
Yeah. So this is
recently,
the
somewhat
extremely
recently.
like
But I wouldn't
Giga
know.
Chad alpha male, you know, avatar. So this is what it gave me. I guess it looks good, but in all reality, it's really weird because I did shave, and my face looks like fat JD Vance when I have just a little bit of facial hair. So shaving just a little bit, I go from fat JD Vance to, you know, this. So anyway, but thank you for asking. Get the Vance filter. Man, it is. This is just the beginning of it. Look at this. So it gets worse. It's absolutely insane. This clip right here, which was shared by Rapid Response 47.
You see protesters going to that church and
right here.
stop masses from going on and protesting inside a church.
Trying to impede an operation to arrest.
No, I haven't heard of it. Seen it.
You know what offender? This is crazy.
Where is that?
We're here to arrest.
Where you said? Where is it?
Sex offender.
Yeah.
And you guys
Minneapolis, or in Minnesota at least.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane. My word's not for you. My word is not for you. I don't have to do it.
This is the left right here. Now this goes into the point that I was making. This interview right here, this is what the Democrats are doing. If you go back a few days ago, and for the record, I was the first person that noticed this, because every time I tell you something, I am in fact the first person that has ever mentioned anything So I get credit for everything I've ever talked about. But a sarcasm aside, you remember a few days ago we were talking about Jacob Fry and Tim Walz, and they essentially told everyone to document everything ICE is doing. They essentially painted a picture, a target on ICE for all of these left-wing lunatics, and they said, follow them, document them, treating them like they are the criminals. That is insane.
Trump administration's ICE crackdown clashed in Minneapolis Saturday as Governor Tim Walz prepared to mobilize his state's National Guard troops to assist local law enforcement. As the Washington Post is reporting, the Pentagon is preparing active duty.
Dude, like, why can't
soldiers for a
somebody just
possible
shoot these
deployment
fucking
to
people,
Minnesota.
man?
In a moment, we're going to bring in Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanchard.
Because they'll know riot and then fucking attack and kill other people.
And before we get started on that, let me get a couple of these.
Well, I mean, just shoot them too.
199. Today is
Yeah,
the day
well,
of the Lord. Thankful I am an American.
the world
Hail to you,
can't be a
Alan
perfect place, so
Tenassi.
I don't know.
I am Brockatron says, you see the stuff with Jake Lang? They mobbed him and followed him to his hotel, assaulting him. The left blames him for inciting when he
Like, they want to fucking assault people and do all this. It's like, I feel like it's fair game. Just kill all of them then.
Well, I think if the police or whatever law enforcement calls it an unlawful assembly, every single person there, it should be the cop tells them once, leave now, or you will be arrested, and a minimum of 20 years. If you're in that group, unless you're a journalist recording it, then there's, I don't know. It's fucking insane, dude. These people are actually straitjacket, white padded wall people. You look at them, they look like they're on drugs, they look like they're malnourished, they're pale, they can't even speak properly, they almost look homeless with the clothes, their voices are horrible, the women shriek, the men sound like fucking complete fucking weaklings.
Yeah.
Like, you know the guy that got shot in the eye with the rubber bullet?
When this happened?
2 or 3 days ago? It's like you listen to his voice and you're like, of course this is the type of person that would be at a protest, running at police officers, trying to like fucking tackle them or some shit. It's like, what do you expect, bro? It's like, how dumb do you have to be? And they're so entitled that they think that they're allowed to go and do that. Not even just to cops, to anyone. They actually think they're entitled to do that. And they're surprised. The fucking the chick that got shot, her wife was like, why are you using real bullets?
Nice.
Everyone's like, dude, you have to be, I don't know what word you can use. Stupid doesn't cut it. Retarded doesn't cut it. Mentally ill, low IQ, it doesn't cut it to be that fucking stupid.
Yeah. It's like, try to fucking run over the goddamn ICE agent. Like, what the fuck?
And I had another argument today on in the YouTube comments with someone that still thinks that she... Okay, so she backed up, she had her wheels turned to the left, and she reversed. So that means she's turning clockwise. The ICE officer that got hit was to her right. So when she backed up with her wheels turned left, she was now facing him. But everyone's like, oh, he walked in front of the vehicle. Which, let's actually grant that for argument's sake. If a police officer steps in front of your car and you run him down, you're a fucking retard.
That's on you. Yeah.
If he's telling you to get out of the vehicle and you run him over, that's 100% your fault.
Yeah.
But no, we have to fucking live with these fucking retards. Like my cousin. She's the type of person that would fucking say dumb shit like that.
Who? Your cousin?
Yeah. Are you doing a wash of towels?
No, I did a wash of my clothes. I just finished clothes. I could do towels.
Like shower towels?
I could.
If you don't, then I will. So just let me know if you do or not. Because it's crazy, right? So the chick that got shot, she was a part of a group called Ice Watch, which tracks ice movements. So her hobby is to follow ice, harass them, and impede whatever they're doing and make their job harder. And she's blocking the street for 3 minutes. And the left is so stupid that instead of actually knowing what happened with the situation, they just assert things. They're like, "Oh, she was just dropping off her kid. Wasn't happening. Didn't happen." They say, "Oh, she was telling them to pass. Never happened. She was telling them, oh, go have your lunch, big boy." It's like, bro, shut your fucking mouth.
You see the stuff with Jake Lang? They mobbed him and followed him to his hotel, assaulting him.
I think I already asked this, but like, do these people like not have jobs to go to? Like, how do you follow ICE around, but fucking still are alive? Like, have a living or whatever.
So some of them are paid. Some of them are just part of groups. Like I said, there was that professor that came from Massachusetts, things like that. So it's never grassroots stuff. It's never like, oh, we live down the street and we don't like this. It's always out of state. That's why you'll see Antifa members go to Portland from like Utah, because I think every state has multiple Antifa chapters. So you'll see that. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucking retarded. But no, like a lot of them, their job, like they may be unemployed, but they're actually paid protesters. Because they don't actually know what they're protesting. Like people are like, oh,
whoever's paying them should stop.
Their argument is,
this shit would probably end.
Their argument is, ICE shouldn't be asking American citizens like for ID, and it's like, well, if I get pulled over by a cop, I have to show him my ID. And if I don't comply, I could get fucking arrested. Yeah, people are fucking retarded, dude. Which their main argument is, oh, they're asking American citizens for their ID or if they're born here or not. It's like, first of all, that's not even illegal. They have the right to ask that, especially when like their probable cause is whether or not you're a fucking illegal. And if they need to find the person, they're gonna have to ask questions. I think it's like, of the actual 70% of the time where citizens are arrested, it's because they're either impeding or assaulting officers. The other 28% are questioned and then are free to go. Retards.
Him and followed him to his hotel, assaulting him. The left blames him for inciting when he wasn't, and the crowd was actively saying to punch him and hit him. Yes, that was yesterday. Freaking crazy. Like, how is this even legitimately possible in the United States of America? It is disgusting, and we're going to show that here in a bit. Dracon says, "Hail D-Day Cobra, hope you enjoyed your simple Wheaties." I did, and if I get time, I'll show that one. If not, we'll do it on main event. It's really freaking good. Thank you, brother. Nandy for 50 says, one, the fact that Trump was able to deport 600,000, 1.9 million self-deportations with all these judicial rulings is insane. And then two, Trump can't invoke the Insurrection Act because all the GOP is just wanting Trump out and are against any real change as it exposes them to. Look, man, the problem is, like, Trump can do it. I know what he's up against. I know what he's up against. We all know what he's up against. But it's really tough when we see him so hyper-focused on foreign affairs.
The whole thing about this is,
when this is happening in our own backyard.
He can't do much because
and again, I understand,
the
man,
left always has a strong narrative because so many people on their side either don't care about the truth or they're liars.
And then you can also look at the fact, I've mentioned this many times, Democratic leadership.
They twist the truth just so they can have any sort of
Democratic leadership. You have a
correct stance at all.
Lunatic as governor and a left-wing lunatic as mayor.
Or at least to them.
I get it. I understand. I do. But it's still frustrating, to say the least. Thank you, Nandy. I appreciate it. A boy named Blue says they hate church because they unknowingly formed a psychological attachment with demons. I've done research on the spiritual aspects of how demons affect humans. You're 100% right. I mean, these people are controlled by demons. When you go into a place of...
Like, it's funny, right? There was one guy where he was saying, oh, we're peaceful, right? And then he goes on to say that MAGA has no future and that conservatives should be purged. It's like, okay, well, you're not physically beating people up, but that's the exact rhetoric that you blame the other side for spewing, even when I don't think anyone's ever called for a purge like that.
Goes into a church to disrupt worshiping. Like, what are we doing, man?
And Shannon, the Washington Post reports about 1,500 active duty soldiers are prepared to possibly head here to Minnesota if the violence escalates. And yesterday, it was another day of some pretty intense clashes.
Unrest showing no signs of slowing down in the Twin Cities. Persistent protesters even lit fires for warmth on a snowy Friday night outside of the ICE detention center. Hours earlier, inside, U.S. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche telling immigration agents the DOJ will go after anyone who lays a finger on them.
My marching orders from President Trump all the way on down, Attorney General Bondi all the way on down, is that every single time that happens, we will prosecute.
In a special state address this week, Governor Walz telling people to collect evidence against ICE.
All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities.
Like the, have you ever heard, hands up, don't shoot?
Oh, what is that referencing?
I can't remember his name, but the one that got shot in like 2014 where like BLM first got popularized.
Oh, like George Floyd or something?
I think it's Michael Brown or some shit, something like that. But
okay.
There was a narrative that he said hands up, don't shoot, and that the cops still shot him, which never happened. Even Obama's DOJ admitted that never happened. And what actually happened was he reached for his gun and was trying to get it out of the holster. It's like the fact that they still leftist protesters in Minnesota right now, or like I saw it yesterday, they were saying hands up, don't shoot. It's like It's fucking insane, dude.
Help people who are in danger.
And I also know that the argument of I think somebody said that earlier,
These people
but
are
never
fucking
interrupt
gay.
people when they were making a mistake, and I do get that. I do.
Dude,
But what the fuck,
when I
man?
saw that guy getting mobbed all the way back to his hotel, I was like, dude, where the fuck is the
I mean,
Proud Boys, dude?
I don't know.
When you need them so bad.
I'm trying to think of
Like these
there
fucking
are a
little
ton of Trump
twigs
supporters
think they're
in
tough when
Minnesota.
there's 50
and
of
are
them.
they supposed to, are they just supposed to leave Minnesota? Are they supposed to leave Minnesota?
Oh my god, dude!
Where are they gonna go? Because I don't want them in Florida.
If I could find the, I don't know if I could find this, but there's this one guy who they were like fucking harassing him, and they had like a blowhorn in his ear, which is illegal, by the way. And people start like punching him and shit, and he knocks this guy out cold. It's the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful things ever. This guy, I don't know who this guy is, but it's fucking hilarious. So he has a blowhorn in his ear, which he's that's assault because it can make you go deaf. It can give you tinnitus. So that's, I think, two crimes right there. What he does, okay. It's just beautiful. He hits him once, the guy falls over, and then he comes back. It's oh yeah, it's gonna. The first one is coming up. Gorgeous. And then
That's satisfying.
He get no, dude. Then. Oh, wait, when you see it, you'll know exactly that his body just went limp. So he almost knocked that guy out. Yeah, he knocked him down. Oh, it's right. Oh, it's the guy in the red. Oh, oh.
Oh yeah, that was nice. Fuck that guy.
Oh, dude, one. Oh, it's gorgeous, dude. It's the only sense that will be in his head anytime soon.
I mean, I don't know. I'm
Oh yeah,
trying
and
to think of,
the mayor of Minneapolis said that he's gonna get his police department to oppose ICE, and then his head of police behind him looks at him like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Where are they gonna go? Because I don't want them in Florida. I don't want any of you in Florida. I don't want anybody from New York. I don't want anyone from California. I don't want anyone to leave your state to come to Florida. Because Florida's full. You don't want to be in Florida. It's a terrible place.
The DOJ is now investigating Walz and Fry for possibly impeding immigration enforcement. Mayor Fry says the probe is meant to intimidate him. Governor Walz writing, "The only person not being investigated for the shooting of Renee Good is the federal agent who shot her." Outraged Democrats allege DHS agents are racially profiling and violating civil rights.
For the moment, we can certainly block giving additional funding
Oh
to
no, it doesn't have that.
CBP.
It doesn't have that piece, dude.
And Shannon, here in Minnesota, anti-ICE activists have scheduled a statewide day of action for this Friday. They're asking people not to go to work, not to go to school, and not to make purchases. Shannon.
All right, Matt Finn reporting from Minneapolis. Matt, thank you to you and your team there on the ground. And joining us now, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Thanks for your time this morning.
Morning.
Okay, so let's start here. I want to play a little bit more of what Congresswoman Jayapal had to say
This is
about
absolutely
what she says
crazy.
is actually happening on the ground there in Minneapolis.
We are seeing horrifying videos of ICE agents battering down people's doors without.
Speaking of horrifying, just gonna move on. I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna move on.
A warrant, racially profiling people on the street, busting in car windows and trying to intimidate and suppress the First Amendment rights to peacefully protest.
So my question is she inaccurate the way she's mischaracterizing, is she mischaracterizing what's happening there, or is that actually happening, but the argument is ICE has the authority to do what they're doing?
Yeah, what you just heard was a complete lie. That is absolutely not is what's happening on the ground in Minnesota. I was there on Friday. I saw what the men and women of ICE are doing every day, and they are doing their job. And there are folks that may not like that they're doing their job, but these blatant accusations that they're violating the somehow committing crimes are not only completely false, but they're doing real damage to our law enforcement officers around the country. And it's interesting that there are thousands of immigration actions all over this country every single day, and nowhere do you hear this out.
You know what's interesting? Out of like the 1,000 or 1,300 people killed by law enforcement in the U.S. per year, they choose this fucking chick as their narrative builder.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
Like what? When your belief system and your motives are that fucking flawed, dude.
This made-up outrage from local politicians and activists, except for in Minnesota, and that should be telling to the American people.
So they have, those who are protesting and supporting the protesters took this to court. A federal
Ainsley Earhart is Sean Hannity's girlfriend. Let that sink in. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's true love. I think that's true love. It has nothing to do with Sean Hannity having, hundreds of millions of dollars in net worth. No. It's true love, guys. True love. 100%.
Judge on Friday late ruled that there are a number of things agents cannot do now. Part of what she said is
no, that's not Ainsley though. That's not Ainsley. I know that.
Non-lethal munitions on these crowds. She does reference them.
Ainsley does Fox and Friends in the morning or something like that.
And Don Lemon, you remember that guy, right? The fucking black guy that used to be on CNN.
Yeah.
He said that tear gas and he said tear gas and smoke, I think. He said those are things you use in war zones. When I heard that, I was like, that is one of the most idiotic things I've ever heard. That's literally the opposite is the truth. Fucking idiot.
He also said you can't stop or detain drivers or passengers in vehicles where there's no
Is that guy still on CNN?
No, he has his own show. Look on YouTube or whatever.
She goes on to say, if they're following and tagging and filming ICE,
I think he got fired from
not
CNN,
something that is
or
a
at least
issue.
let go.
So how does this impact operations there, and are you going to appeal that decision?
We're still looking at whether to appeal what that judge did at this point, but I'll tell you, it's absurd for the media and some of these politicians to call what these folks are doing as peaceful protests. They're throwing rocks at ICE officers.
Correct.
They are standing in the roadway where they try to drive by. They're putting their vehicles in the roadway while they try to drive by. So if a judge tells ICE officers not to violate the constitutional rights of protesters, we got it. We're not violating the constitutional rights. But what should be happening, instead of going after ICE officers, what should be happening is local leaders should be sending law enforcement out to stop the protesters from assaulting ICE officers for doing nothing except for their job. And that's the real issue here, is you have men and women who have families going out and doing exactly what they're supposed to do and being screamed at, pushed, assaulted, having rocks thrown at them. We will not tolerate that, and that's been our position from the beginning.
Well, but what are we doing to not tolerate it? Because they're still out there dealing with it. Because the most frustrating element of this to me is the fact that these ICE officers are being put in this position and they can't do anything about it, and you have the local government working against them. The local government of the United States of America is actively treating ICE officers like they are criminals.
We'll remain our position for the rest of this administration.
Okay, so Friday we also learned that the DOJ is reportedly investigating Governor Walz, Mayor Fry there. They have both responded. Here's what we heard from the mayor on Friday. He said, "It's an obvious attempt to intimidate me for standing up for Minneapolis, our local law enforcement, and our residents against the chaos and danger this administration has brought to our streets." He says, "I will not be intimidated." What can you tell us about the investigation?
Yeah, the other night when they were fucking stealing guns and documents from FBI and other federal vehicles,
The governor and the mayor actively encouraging,
fucking police stood down.
encouraging criminals to go out on the street and impede ICE.
Oh,
Yes.
God,
This is not allowed
dude.
under our law. When the federal
This
The
to
fuck
me
are they
is the
getting?
biggest
What are they
story
getting paid
that's
for,
happening
dude?
in
Like,
Minnesota right now.
No
This
idea.
is the biggest story. You've got
yeah,
the
dude, just
governor
send
and the
the
mayor
fucking Marines
that is
in, dude. Send
actively
the army
I
in.
think,
calling
yeah, I think
for
1,500 are on
treat
standby
ICE
right now.
officers like they're
Federal,
criminals.
not
That
state,
is the biggest
because
story in Minnesota.
fucking
in my
state's not gonna
humble
do shit.
opinion.
Yeah,
And
send
that's the whole
them
point,
in
Todd Blanche.
and have them use that
can't
weapon
sit
they
there and
used in
say,
Venezuela
"We're
on
not going
all of
to
them.
Alrads.
When the local
Yeah,
fucking
make their
government is
fucking
not
eyes
only
pop or whatever.
tolerating it, they are motivating
Yeah, make their
that
ears bleed.
behavior. They're motivating the fucking behavior. The people that you decided to put in that position, the local government is working against them. That's not fair to the ICE officers at all.
officer is out doing their job, they have to be allowed to do their jobs. And the fact that we had to stand up and tell a mayor, that we had to stand up and tell a governor to stop encouraging the folks that are out there running around trying to stop ICE, to stop encouraging them, when what they really should be doing is helping their fellow federal officers, is something that's horrible. But listen, no matter who you are, whether you're a governor, a mayor, or somebody out there on the streets assaulting ICE, you cannot, under federal law, you cannot impede a federal officer doing their job. And
Well, that's what the local government's doing right now.
that's what we're looking at, and I'm not going to talk about the investigation, but American people can see what the mayor's been saying, they can see what the governor's been saying, and it's obvious that has to stop.
Well, the governor.
And on top of that, look what it's motivating. Completely unhinged liberal lunatics start screaming at Christians trying to worship at church in Minnesota. This guy right here.
As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with intimacy. You do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens. Hey, you are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians. But we know you live an easy life, don't you?
This is the people that Jacob Fry and Tim Walz are encouraging and supporting, by the way. And he fucking knows that. And he knows that if anybody there touches him, that the local government fully has his back. He knows that. He knows that he can go in there and do that. He's completely motivated by this horrific local government.
Easy life while people are starving. Shame. Out now. Out now. Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice. He wears a suit and
Like, they
tie,
don't even
and
sound like they're
he
being
hangs out with
serious,
Christy Noel.
honestly.
How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not? Why are you not going down to Whipple and joining us in protest against this inhumanity? You claim to be a Christian, act like one.
Absolutely insane. Like, this is where we are. So if you're just tuning in, Don Lemon also led an anti-ICE protest in a church in Minneapolis. Yes, Don Lemon.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street and you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And if you remember what the Civil Rights Movement was about, the Civil Rights Movement was about these very kinds of protests. There's nothing in the Constitution.
Let me remind all of you that Don Lemon, when he was on CNN, pushed for mask mandates and the jab. Let me also remind you that at the height of COVID, Don Lemon and his white boyfriend were found pictured in Florida with no mask on vacation. But Don Lemon pushed for mask mandates and jab mandates. But as soon as he got an opportunity to go on vacation, him and his white boyfriend fly down to Florida and have no mask.
That tells you what time you can protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt, is to make uncomfortable. And that's what they're doing. And that's what I believe when I say everyone.
Now, you may think, Jeremy, you just showed us the gayest person in Minnesota when you showed us Don Lemon. And I would probably agree with you if the next clip didn't exist. But Don Lemon is not the gayest person causing problems in Minnesota, if you can believe it. It's not Tim Walz. It's not Jacob Fry. We have one more person that's gayer than any of them. Brian Kranzenstein. Brian Kranzenstein is at the Quality Learning Center.
All right, so I'm at the Quality Learning Center here in Minneapolis. I'm gonna see if they're open or not. This is the same time that Nick Shirley came, so let's see. They're not open. You know why they're not open? Because it's not 2 p.m. yet.
So now, yeah, you've got the literal worst people in the world are now kind of focusing in on Minnesota because the local government has made them understand you can come here and do whatever you want. You can cause whatever havoc you want, whatever hell you want, and nothing's going to happen to you. Nothing at all. My goodness. What the hell is happening? Let's see here. Kingdom Hearts Gamer says, please pray for me. I will be having liver surgery on January 27th. Thank you for your prayers. Prayers up. You got to let us know how it goes. So you have to come back in here into the chat. You got to give us an update. So that's happening, what, in about 9 days. So prayers up for you. Prayers up. Hopefully all goes well. Dark Red Knight says, I DM'd you some AI photos I made. I think you may like. Don't worry, it's not gay stuff. Thank you. I'll check it out. Congro 85 becomes a new member. Thank you. Chef George Ramirez says, Landman season finale was awesome. Can't wait for season 4, or can't wait for season 3. I'll watch that tonight. Looking forward to it. Mr. No One says, Jeremy loves Grizzly Water as much as JD Advance. Hail 199. Jesus says, all hail Cobra Commander Jeremy and King Trump 2028. Zinny Biscuit says, JD Advance has taken over officially. 2 non-political channels I watch.
All right, I'm back.
Sapco and Davey
Got some
504
pumpkin
have made videos
pie.
on JD playing the bass. Hell yeah, JD Advance has taken over the world. Miniature Revolting says the protester mobs are running anti-ICE checkpoints, checking people's ID, shutting down religious services, have firearms, and are literally attacking themselves, random people thinking they're ICE. It's interesting how the the anti-ICE protesters seem to want to check people's IDs suddenly. It's interesting how they're wanting to check people's ID. Why would you need to check people's ID? Danny Sapko would hate Jeremy. He probably does. I don't know who he is, but I've basically at a point where any YouTuber that I know of, even the people that I watch, I just assume that they all hate me. And that's why I don't like to collaborate with anyone, because I don't give a fuck if they hate me. A lot of them I still like watching them, but yeah, I don't care. I don't give a fuck if some random ass YouTuber hates me. They all fucking hate me. Ministry of Wrong Thing says it's simple. Civil war was actually possible in the U.S. Is actually possible in the U.S. We literally have the federal government and the state government at odds. Trump doesn't want to set it off if he doesn't have to risk it if he can. I do understand Trump's position. I do. MAGA Mike says, just want to shout out the black guy in the black clothing that stood between Lang Dude and the mob of hundreds dragging him off the ledge. You can see them looking at Lang, telling him, I got you. Yeah, I need to find that clip. But so that clip was crazy from just a few days from yesterday. Let's see. Zinni Biscuit says Bears versus Patriot equals Pope. Whatever versus George Washington. I hope it happens. We'll see. Patriots are looking good right now. Andrew Sarah says, bro, tell Beardo about the skinny filters, Beardo fat. Mr. Bentham says, that's a pretty good looking dude, Jeremy. Daniel Moore says, Daniel Moore. Fantastic Knox says, it's at the point where the left in Minnesota are accusing even office workers on lunch break as ICE. Make it make sense. Alec says, G&G versus as the race to 1 million subs. Loser can't cut their hair for a year and buys the other USS flag. How about it? No chance. I get too sidetracked on all my other channels to focus in on that. However, I am making more videos for Geeks and Gamers, so we'll see if we can get that channel turned around. Southeastern Kaiju says, Trump can't help Iran and won't help Minnesota. Ryan Miller says the 2026 midterms is going to be a make or break for President Trump in his full term. So get out and vote and stop these lunatic freaks from taking back power. Little Jim Salo says this shitface is a paid protester, was in Portland. Grapdars Hammer says Jesus pepper sprayed a retard. I read it. MAGA Mike says Trump needs to send in the boys. It's time. He absolutely does. Like it's past time. This has to happen. What is this right here? I don't know what this clip is from. Spit in the face of an ICE agent. Find out.
Get out of our state! Get out of your state! Get out of our state!
This is Portland, I think. I think spitting is an act of violence. Like, that is assault. If you spit on somebody, that's assault. This is an old clip, though. Yeah, like, you should not be able to get away with that under any circumstances. Let me see. I had another... Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Jake Lang and his crew showed up in Minneapolis trying to march into a Somali neighborhood, screaming that natural-born citizens should be deported to preserve the white race. They didn't make it. So this is somebody that hates them. This is what they did to Jake Lang right here. Jake Lang did nothing wrong, by the way. So there's the black dude. I don't know if the black dude is on his side or not on his side, but he was trying to keep them at bay. Fucking crazy, dude. Fucking crazy. Now, I don't know all the specifics of that situation, because like I said, that was happening yesterday and I was out of town. So he already posted he's going back. So this was an attempted murder after being beaten unconscious by a Democratic aligned mob. Jake Lang was dragged back into a crowd and stabbed. Was he stabbed? Is that completely? Is that confirmed? He got stabbed. It's fucking crazy, dude. Look at these fucking people. Like at this point, like 1,000%, send in the troops. Clean this shit up. Oh, I see you in the chat, Wendy. Hang on. Where'd she go? Speaking of G&G, thanks for liking and responding to the G&G Bragging Rights logo and Give 'em 8. It was awesome. It was awesome, Wendy. It was super cool. I appreciate you doing that. Can I make an obvious statement right now? More violent than January 6th. Not a high bar, since, you know, January 6th was basically just, you know, a guided tour. Or we could compare. Look at this. Look at this. Okay? Absolutely crazy. Now, does that look worse than January 6th? Because it does for me. Let's see here if I can find this one clip. I don't know what happened to him. This guy had I don't know where it's at. Let's see. Right here, yeah. So this is the horror of January 6th, ladies and gentlemen. This is just want to prepare you. This is some difficult stuff to watch.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the U.S. Capitol building. If you've joined us today for the insurrection, please make sure you pick up a promotional leaflet on the way in, stay inside the safety cordons at all times, and if you get lost, speak to one of our Capitol police officers. They'll be sure to point you in the right direction. And be sure to set aside a little time today to join us for some insurrection activities, including our photography tour, our fancy dress competition, and have a go on our climbing wall. But don't forget those safety ropes. And I've now received...
Literally worse than 9/11. The worst day in American history, everyone.
The results of our fancy dress competition. The winner today is Jacob Chansley. That's Mr. Jacob Chansley. If you could report to your nearest Capitol Police officer, they'll be sure to give you your prize, a guided tour of the building. And all that's left is for me to thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the insurrection. Wherever possible, please try to clean up after yourselves. Don't forget to visit the souvenir shop on the way out. And feel free to join us on the outdoor terrace for Nancy Pelosi's Insurrection Soiree. Grab yourself a light refreshment and enjoy the music of our very own fancy dress competition winner.
By the way, I'm pretty sure, hasn't this guy, Jacob Chansley, hasn't he went full anti-Trump recently, if I'm not mistaken? I think he went full anti-Trump recently. Let me have to look that up and see. Jacob Chansley. I don't know how you spell his name. Let's see if that's right. But I think he did. A lot of you are saying yes, he did. Seeing if I can find it. Jacob Chansley Trump. I think he went anti-Trump. but I'm looking for. Can't find any update on it. Right here, the shaman who went to prison for Trump.
What are you building right there?
Declared war on him. So,
oh, this is a part of the side of the ship.
So there you have it.
It's like this is where.
Not surprising, but
it's like the.
You know, what are you gonna do? Right?
It's hard to. Oh, I guess I'll show you.
Let's see where we're at here. JJ for 20 says, I might get some backlash for this, but my support for Trump is starting to waver over the fact that we haven't sent in the troops yet or anything. Still the best president we have had, but I'm pretty angry as a Minnesotan.
Basically just this.
I understand.
Sort of aisle in the middle of the ship.
And I'm just going to, while I get frustrated with it too. And I typically try to keep a level head on things, but occasionally I will let my emotions get the best of me. But once I start talking through it and getting over that frustration, because I see like people in churches being
now, is that going to be just a separate piece in the program?
And I get really like,
no, I'm gonna
nobody in America should have to worry about going to a church.
Yeah,
how do you get it to be at an angle though?
And it's not just
because these you see those pieces that are going in different directions. Those are swivel.
With that said,
those are hinge pieces.
JJ, I'm gonna have to call you out directly, okay? If you're angry at Trump as a Minnesotan, what the fuck are you doing about your governor and the mayor of your capital? Because that would be a lot more focused for me if I'm angry about my state and my state is led by Jacob Fry and Tim Walz. I don't think you have the ability to be mad at Trump when your state is led by those motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that your anger is misplaced. Your anger should be directed towards the people that are running your state into the fucking ground.
Are you comfortable?
So that would be
it's not perfect, but it's good enough.
But I do appreciate it. But I think your anger is misplaced. I think your anger should be focused towards those freaks, in my humble opinion.
I've already been streaming for almost an hour, and
if, this is the gayest Star Wars
I'm just
ever,
now
or
getting
Trevor
uncomfortable
from
enough to where I'm
GTA.
gonna go get a water.
Phil says, I thought NYC was going to be the new Gotham in 2026. Minnesota
Stretch my legs.
actually as Gotham was not on my bingo card. You and me both. Uper199 says, keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Celluloid, what up? Celluloid Dream says, Jeremy is gay. Magamite says, the anti-Nazi crowd sure are acting like a lot of Nazis, aren't they? Packy Proton says, does anyone like Joe Buck? Seems everywhere. Joe Buck's fine. I know a lot of people hate on him. Packy Proton says, anyone but the cheating Patriots. Yeah, the cheating Patriots. God. You Packing Protons, do better research if you think the Patriots are cheaters. It's amazing how when Tom Brady left, suddenly the Patriots weren't cheating anymore. Did they just stop cheating, or did they lose Tom fucking Brady? It's like their Patriots are cheaters. Tom Brady leaves, Patriots go into the fucking toilet. Or did they stop fucking cheating, or did they lose Tom fucking Brady? Polish Princess, Jacob Small Fry and Tampon Tim No Balls Walls are a couple of midget cowboys. Phantasmus Knox says, Trump, you spit, we hit. Okay. A boy named Blue says, God watching protesters interrupting mass. God, Noah, get the ark. Maga Mike says, I watched this live on the Crucible, and the black guy helps escort Lang through the mob under his arm. He got that guy out there alive. Respect to him. Twisted Clown says, love ya. Let's not forget Ashley Babbitt. Agreed. Maga Mike says, he doesn't have to be on his side. He saved him. Meek Kata says, all of this is because of the Sanctuary City law, and no cooperation with ICE is why all the ICE agents are there. Maga Mike says, this isn't Trump's fault, so you can't blame him for not rushing in to save the situation. The people of Minnesota voted for themselves. JJ says, I did what I could. I voted against Walz and don't live in the Twin Cities, so I couldn't do anything about Jacob. I can't legally drive it due to my epilepsy, so leaving this state is very, very hard. I do understand that. I'm not saying that you should just leave. I'm just saying, like, your anger is misplaced if you're angry at Trump. Your anger should be with your state officials. So, like, for me, I'm lucky that I live in a red state. I'm lucky that I live in Florida. You know, Florida, let's not forget, because it's easy to sit here now and claim superiority from Florida. We almost had a gay black crackhead running the state of Florida. Never forget, if it wasn't for Trump endorsing DeSantis, we may have had a gay black crackhead running the state of Florida. Don't forget that shit. We were that close. So we're very lucky. And I mean literally a gay black crackhead. Look it up. Delta Dragon says these people are unknowingly or knowingly doing what exactly the Nazis and commies have done. The worst extremes of both sides aren't so different, but that's the truth they refuse to accept. Agreed. John says apparently Jake Lang plans to go back to Minneapolis with the Proud Boys and the 3 Percenters after he was assaulted yesterday by leftists. Andy Plays Game says, fun fact, the town in Minnesota called Coon Rapids. Really? Don't look it up, please. Yeah, somebody in the chat says, don't look it up, please. Yeah, please don't. Right now, looks like Patriots are in command, but who's got the ball right now? Is that going to be a first down for the Texans, or is that I can't see if he caught it. Oh, third and 6. So I guess that was an incompletion. I'm just watching the snap right now. Football's on. I'm focused on that too. There goes Stroud. He's going to scramble for the first down. Okay, so back to this really quick. Quote, this is my neighborhood. Man with rifle stands at his home in St. Paul after multiple ICE sightings in the area.
You live in the neighborhood? Yep, this is my block. This is my area. I don't go into other people's neighborhoods and try and intimidate them. I protect my people.
Are you giving out your name?
No, I'm okay with that. Our neighborhood's showing up.
You guys had a lot of people out here, right?
At least 30 or more.
Yeah.
40 or 50.
That's pretty good for a quick turnout. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The quartering fell off. The quartering fell off. I'm sorry. I've always liked Jeremy. But the quartering fell off, bro. Quartering fell off big time. So, hail to the quartering. We love the quartering. I had to say it. Somebody said, what's the score? It's 21-13 Patriots, but the Texans are driving. So we will see. Again, I have to show you this because it's just nothing puts the left-wing lunatics in a better perspective than this right here. If I can get the video to play. Here it is. This video, and I think Elon just retweeted it. This video puts it all into perspective. This video represents ICE protesters to a T, okay?
Second reporting. We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
No, we're pressing. We're not.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
Fumble, New England got it? Hell yeah.
All right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get water.
I don't have to do it.
So this right here, this is nothing exposes these anti-ICE protesters better than this moment right here. They are literally protecting child sex offenders. Good job. Bunch of idiots. And that falls on Fry, that falls on Tim Walz, it falls on all of them. Breaking in an epic development, Trump supporters are now running caravans blasting YMCA to counter and drown out anti-ICE leftist agitators. Bro. Okay, let's analyze this for a minute, okay? Donald Trump has made it cool for rednecks to drive around in their big ass trucks blasting YMCA. That's that, Tay-Tay. Go fuck yourself. Sorry your team got beat by Tom Brady.
Just the target we're looking at, the other people around us.
Activists who agree with them. Buddies throughout the violent mob of protesters.
Cam Higbee was in Minneapolis. When Jake Lang got assaulted and nearly killed by ICE rioters. He arrived right when it started to happen, but here's what he says took place. So here we go.
I have been out in Minneapolis today on the ground. They slashed somebody's throat, the violent mob of protesters. Jake Lang, who is a questionable anti-Islam activist, was brutally attacked. They beat his head in. He almost definitely has a concussion or traumatic brain injury. He wasn't violent at all. He was surrounded by 3,000 people. The mob walked by a diner, saw a bunch of tech workers sitting down, assumed that they were undercover federal agents, pulled them out of the diner, attacked them. Turns out one of them was actually an anti-ICE activist. They beat that guy's head in. I pulled up on the corner just as they were beating him up, and then a team of sheriff's deputies stepped in, pulled their less than lethal rifles, and threw the guy in the van, probably took him to the hospital. He was stumbling around after he got back up, almost definitely has a concussion or some kind of traumatic brain injury. That was also, interestingly, the first time that I've seen the police help somebody who's been attacked by the mobs in the entirety of the time that I've been here, which has been quite a while, and I've seen a lot of attacks. 911 calls either don't get answered or the operators tell you to go screw yourself, metaphorically, of course. They almost never send police. Tim Walz has now deployed the National Guard, but they're on standby. Despite the fact that this guy got his neck slashed, they still didn't come and help anybody. Minneapolis Police Department has totally stood down. During this whole event where multiple people were almost killed, there was not a single MPD officer that I saw, and I was at most of these events.
Well, why is Tim Walz at, activating the National Guard? Didn't Tim Walz tell everybody to document what ICE workers are doing? Didn't Jacob Fry tell them to document what ICE workers are doing? Insinuating that ICE officers are there doing illegal stuff?
Sheriffs did step in the city, which is surprising. Generally, the sheriff's office operates outside of city limits in Hennepin County, which is how most places operate. Tim Walz and Mayor Jacob Fry should be held on trial immediately.
Yes.
There is no reason that violent mobs should be patrolling the streets of their city and their state, trying to kill people, in some cases misidentified activists who agree with them because of their opinions.
This is it. This is where we are. Absolutely insane. My goodness, man. Let's see. He wants the Minnesota National Guard to go against the federal agents. Jeez. What is this right here? Minnesota man goes nuclear on the Somalis and white liberals defending them. Okay.
All the money that they stole. Look at all that $9 billion and then put nothing in the community. fuck them somebody. It's just like George Floyd. His stupid ass family got 20 million.
His stupid ass family.
And they didn't even build a community in the city. They just left with the money. Fuck George Floyd too.
Yeah.
Put all that shit on to whatever you filming. Put that shit out there, cause that's how it goes. When you don't fuck with the community and help the community, fuck you. They took that money and left. Now look at them. They all broke. They got tricked out of all that money. They ain't got shit right now today. Off for 20 million. Come on, man. Quit playing with the game. All this shit is a farce. Then look at all the money.
That's the man right there. That's the man. We just got to put that line right there. Just like
George Floyd. His stupid ass family got $20 million and they didn't even build a community in the city. They just left with the money. Fuck George Floyd.
Let's go. Let's see here. Beef Fitty says, Mamdani, I'm a Marxist Islamist and I will destroy NYC. Jazz hands walls. Hold my tampon. Hunter says, I ask for everyone to genuinely try and follow a God. I am not perfect, so I don't even know if I'll see heaven, but I want to help as many as I can. Trump 2028, hashtag no balls walls. Well, thank you, Hunter. Appreciate that. We got Blackguard for 20 says, Trump turned one of the gayest songs bands into a patriotic theme. It's truly like one of his greatest accomplishments. It really is. One of his greatest accomplishments. Let's see here. Barking says, just a side note and a fact check. Jake Lang, the man who was attacked in Minnesota, is a Jew posing as a Christian. His sister is in the IDF. Still doesn't make it okay. Get sub-Saharans out of Minnesota. I'm not your buddy guy. Says, I'm at a point where I would be open to if some alien hive mind virus is taking over the earth. These people are insane. I've always act in unison. Unfortunately, it's just evil and useful idiots. Sad but true. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with a gifted membership. Brian Stewart says, show the AI anime video of joining ICE. Twitter DM. I'll see if I can find it. Maga Mike says, I believe in the Second Amendment, but intent also matters. They should arrest these people for openly threatening ICE with firearms. Maga Mike says, imagine being on their side of history. Vault 199 says, put Minnesota under military occupation and temporary governor. If Trump does that, though, if Trump puts Minnesota under military occupation and a temporary governor, you're going to see this happen all over the country. That's what's going to happen. So it will happen all over the country if Trump does that. Kevin Cross says, Jeremy is an IDOT if he thinks Caleb Williams will go into Seattle next Sunday and survive and not give up because Caleb is a fig. Well, I mean, smart money's on Seattle. I mean, Seattle looked absolutely phenomenal. I'm pulling for I'm not picking the Bears, but I'm pulling for the Bears. If you ask me who I would pick, gun to my head, I don't know how you go against Seattle at all. Seattle just looks incredible. But I'm pulling for the Bears and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That's the Super Bowl I want to see. Nas says, it's not gay if it's YMCA. Mark of Reality says, the normal people of Minnesota are getting upset about the out-of-state protesters causing trouble, but they voted for their political supporters. Yeah, a replay of the 85 Super Bowl. We'll see if that happens, though. I don't know. I personally, I fucking hate the 49ers. I hate the Seahawks, too. So, Border Commander says, rank and file police officers of Minneapolis Police Department are coming out to our agents on the ground saying, thank you for what you're doing.
That we're seeing is that rank and file of many of the area police departments, including Minneapolis Police Department, many of their rank and file police officers are coming up to our agents on the ground saying, thank you for what you're doing. We support you 100%. That's in direct opposition to, say, a Mayor Fry calling for cops to fight federal agents. So we've got the support of the rank and file and the American public. This mission is going to continue.
So they want to help. I mean, they're coming up to you and telling you that they actually.
Well, they should just tell the governor and the mayor to go fuck themselves at this point, and the police, again, police officers that are fed up with this should make a plea to President Trump. They should make a plea to President Trump and say, we are fed up with this shit, but we have to follow orders. What are you going to do to help us? We are done with this shit. So they should not defy orders from the government unless they get the approval of President Trump. They've got to do something, though.
Do want to help, but their hands are tied.
Exactly. We've seen this in California and Los Angeles. We saw this with Chicago rank and file police officers. And guess what? We're seeing it in Minneapolis also. And to any of those Minneapolis police officers, and I'm hearing this is happening, that want to join the U.S. Border Patrol or ICE, we welcome you with open arms. We support you. We support you making American cities like Minneapolis a safer place. So I'd be happy to meet personally with those officers that might be wanting to join a law enforcement agency that supports them.
Well, I mean, that's encouraging to hear, but it still doesn't, they can't do anything as long as their government's working against them. Apparently, this is the dude that helped out Jake Lang right here.
I don't know how, I just can't, right? Divine entity. At the end of the day, my job,
way to be fucking brave and trying to fucking do something.
Yeah, my job, my purpose on earth, and my spirit told me, I'm the son of God, right? A lot of people don't think I'm lying, and I just showed you again. It shows you again that I don't have to lie, but I move off love and unity, and that's how Jesus walked. If y'all Christians, that's how Yahweh walked. If y'all Africans and y'all roots, Yahweh walked just showing love regardless of what somebody did to you. When they crucified them on the cross, he still forgave everybody for their sins, and they damn near killed him.
Just so everybody knows, this is the guy we're talking about here, the guy that was between Jake Lang and the mob of protesters. He basically was keeping them at bay during this whole situation right here.
So it's like we can't treat hate with hate. Love overcomes hate any day. When one motherfucker starts showing love, everybody show love. But if one person hates, everybody hates. It's a domino effect. It's like a domino. That's that. But it was my job and my purpose. Hey, let me see the watch. Hey, let me see the watch. Hey, watch this. Hey, come here. Hey, tell me, come here, Melo. Hey, check it out. You, come here. Yeah. Yeah, so look, keep that on. At the end of the day, this what he came. I don't know what this shit is. A fake ass, what they call these watches? Out of my protect. The world is fake. You hear me? All this shit is fake. Stop paying y'all money for this shit. You see?
I don't know what the point of that was.
But that's the end of that, man. At the end of the day, just show love to anybody. No matter what they've done to you, just show love. You're gonna get blessings. Hey, I don't even know you. I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm very deep, right? So we go back all the way down to slavery, right? My last name is Blackwell, and Blackwell was the first slave owner to ever own a slave. He was white. Now I'm gonna go back to this to show you, he's my brother. He's my brother. You know what I mean? He's my brother. He's my brother. You know what I mean?
This is kind of me watching this right here. I understood some of that. All right, I understood some of that. I kind of feel like listening to him, it kind of feels like this scene right here, if I can play this, okay? Let's see here. Veterans are now signing up to become ICE agents, including combat veterans, and liberals are angry about it. Music to my ears. Okay?
Listen up. Liberals, I need you to listen up. Going forward in 2026, it's not a good idea to continue this aggression during your protests. I'm sitting here putting in an ICE application, right? And when I'm talking about it here on TikTok, I've had hundreds of my brothers and sisters in arms, my fellow veterans, say, no, I'm joining up too. I already signed up. I'll leave for training, whatever. A lot of veterans are joining ICE right now. Projections are saying like somewhere north of 100,000. And I'm willing to bet the vast majority of them are going to be veterans. Combat veterans. We're talking a class of American citizens, blue-collar type, that are trained, that willingly signed up to shoot at and get shot back at. Signs and screaming in cars. Oh, no, don't do it, don't do it. You need to understand something, liberal. We're talking about people who have been blown up.
I love how to talk to a liberal, you have to talk to them like a child because they are that type of mindset. Liberals are so fucking retarded that you can't have a normal conversation with them. You have to talk down to them, dumb things down for them.
And stood back up to return fire. We're talking about people who have murdered other human beings in a wartime environment and then went back to the fob to have a shit next to their buddies, tell jokes about the event, and eat chili mac. A lot of us veterans, we take our oath seriously to defend our country against enemies both foreign and domestic. I don't think it's going to be an intelligent idea going forward to present yourselves as enemies domestic. Keep your goofy ass on the sidewalk, stay out folks' way, and ain't nothing gonna happen to you. But I already can see that chip on your shoulder. If you choose to ignore this sensible advice, you need to understand that no one's going to give a shit about your body turning cold. Guys, come on, you lost the electoral vote and the popular vote. You are the minority. People want this. And if you get yourselves killed in the process of the American people getting what they want, there's not going to be some galvanized blue wave afterwards. It's just going to be a bunch of people saying they fucked around and found out.
1,000%.
I'm warning you, I did the gentlemanly thing. It don't make me no difference. Me personally, I get very happy when one of you gets taken out of the equation. Because I know that every liberal off the streets is a child in this country protected.
100%. Mega alpha giga Chad right there. I saw this video the other day and it hit my feed. I'd never seen it before, but I watched it and because it had this is from 5 years ago. It has 6 million views. Okay, nothing explains liberals better than this moment right here because they fundamentally do not understand MAGA. They don't understand why Trump is so popular, and they don't understand that when they make fun of him, they only make him cooler. So from 6 years ago, I saw this video hit my feed. So we're gonna watch the video first, then we're gonna show you what's funny about it, okay? So here's the video right here, okay? 6 million views on this 5-6 years ago. Here we go.
And it's going to cause more anger among Muslims around the world.
There's plenty of anger right now. How can you have more?
You don't think it'll exacerbate the problem?
David, I mean, I know you're a sophisticated guy. The world is a mess. The world is as angry as it gets. Well, you think this is going to cause a little more anger? The world is an angry place. All of this has happened. We went into Iraq. We shouldn't have gone into Iraq. We shouldn't have gotten out the way we got out. The world is a total mess. The world is a mess, David.
Now, here's what's great, okay? You go back to it. You go back to it. You look at the comment section. The person that made it had to make a pinned post, okay? He had to make a pinned post because let me try to zoom in on this a little better. Let's see, okay? So the pinned post, he makes a comment right here. And he said, I can't believe I have to make this, but I do not support Donald Trump. This video was very obviously making fun of him. Anyone in these comments making fun of Harris supporters or spouting MAGA bullshit is a moron. Please feel free to unsubscribe if you support this felon rapist. Thank you. Fucking massive backfire, okay? So you go in there and somebody's like, why so serious? Haha, this makes it even funnier. We won, we won. Someone call a wambulance. Dude, bro is straight seething at his own video. Like, it's so fucking amazing. We don't care, it's a meme. Oh, don't worry, bud. None of us are subscribed. So yeah, it's so funny that these people are so retarded, and they think by making Trump into one of the most iconic and coolest villains in movie history, that's going to somehow make him look bad. No, that's not how this works. So yes, I was very, so I saw the video and I was like, okay, this is funny. I think this person's probably trying to make fun of Trump, but in reality, they're making hero. Protest again, okay, against him. I'm sorry, I misread it then. All right, hang on.
A couple of important points, though. Number one, Republicans remain very strongly supportive of this program, and Republicans stand out by saying they think the protesters against ICE operations have gone too far. So there's that dynamic, too. A couple of important points, though. Number one, Republicans remain.
And look at nothing puts it in perspective for you better than that. That 90% of Democrats disapprove, 90% of Republicans approve. Nothing puts it in better perspective right there. Is it the Patriots? Are they punting the ball back to the Patriots and they're going to down it on the 1? Well, about the 4. Okay. I'm trying to keep up with the game at the same time. So, let's see here. Let me look at my feed. Gotta be careful not to refresh my fucking feed while live, because on Twitter, never know what the hell is gonna happen. Breaking: conservatives are calling for the arrest of this anti-ICE psycho who stormed a Minneapolis church and intimidated Christians. So, yeah, I mean, obviously this guy needs to be arrested, no doubt about that. Godzilla's Grease says, hey Jeremy, have you heard of the new animated game character who's become the darling of the UK citizens, Amelia? It's hilarious. It was a hilarious backfire. I haven't, but feel free to send me that, because I am making a lot more content over on Geeks and Gamers. I will say it's crazy, dude. So I was actually a little like, I was kind of like, man, are my videos gonna do anything on Geeks and Gamers? Because the channel's just been so dead for so long. Very happy with my videos of late. So right here, this video right here actually it's the #1 video in the last 10, and it's got 30,000 views, and it's crushing it right now. My Ryan Johnson video just crashed at 50. The Gary humiliating starts fleet over 100,000. That one got a whopping 6,000 views. Landman one, that one's doing well. So videos are doing pretty good over there. So I appreciate you guys for supporting that channel. If you've been watching those videos lately, I will be making a lot more content over there. So, okay. These writers, I got that one. Again, I am tired of hearing about investigations. I want to hear action. I want action. That's what I want. Okay, that one. Packy Proton says, reason the Patriots, no, they lost Brady and their coach. They did not lose their fucking coach immediately after. When Brady left, they went into the fucking gutter. Do you not remember this, Packing Protons? Belichick had terrible seasons right after Brady left. Belichick has a losing record as a head coach without Tom Brady as his fucking quarterback. So apparently they only cheat when Tom Brady's there. Or maybe Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. It's so retarded when people say the Patriots cheated and that's why they won. No, they didn't. Or, well, okay, did they cheat? Yeah, all fucking teams cheat. That's the difference. You think that the only team that cheats is the team that wins. I'm sorry, every fucking team in professional sports is cheating. Some are just better at cheating than others. Your team sucks at cheating. That's why they're not winning. Simple as that. Your team needs to cheat better. You know why no one cries about the Atlanta Falcons piping in fake crowd noise? Look it up. The Atlanta Falcons piped in fake crowd noise to distract the other team. No one talks about it. Do you know why? Because they never fucking win. No one cares about the teams that cheat when they don't win. They only care about it when they fucking win. Let's see. I don't know what your name is. Your description for liberals is poetry, Jeremy. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Ministry of Wrong Think says, is it just me or is there a noticeable increase in based black people now? I mean, they've always been there. So Cole Hauser for 50 says, hail Jeremy, my brother, keep up the great work. MegaCon soon, bro. Jeremy, I just hit 300 subs. Thanks to Jay for being on my channel. Need to get you on one day to talk G.I. Joe. Can I get a shout out to my channel? Hail, brother. First of all, MegaCon's going to be awesome. Mods, if we have any mods here, I don't know if you do, feel free to drop a link to Cole Hauser's YouTube channel. Longtime supporter. I'll see you at MegaCon. I can't wait. We're getting everything pinned down. Saturday will be the big day. I don't have official stuff to say about MegaCon, but Saturday of MegaCon weekend, we're going to have the panel. We don't have a time yet. And then the meetup is happening that night at City Walk. I'm working on the deets right now, okay? So there you have it. Love you, man, but on sports teams, I'm not a Patriots fan, so I'm not even like defending the Patriots as a Patriots fan. I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm just calling it like I see it. They didn't cheat. They were just better at everything than, well, they had Tom Brady too. So it wasn't because they were cheating, it was because they were better. All teams cheat. And if you live in this fucking utopia where, oh, my favorite NFL team just sucks, it's not because if they cheat, they would be better. Your team sucks at cheating. That's why they don't win. Every team in professional sports cheats. Every team is looking for a competitive advantage. Every team is looking to get an advantage in some capacity. Quit living in this fucking utopia where you think your team doesn't cheat. They cheat. They're just bad at it. Nandy for 50 says, I know the guy who stole the FBI weapons cache in Minnesota was arrested thanks to Sortor. Can we please get all of these rioters behind bars? Gatorme, check the jobs in Florida.
No, me.
What's happening in Minnesota? so far today can't be labeled as a protest. It's more of a struggle session where the schizo people come in and stream. This is Don Lemon right here.
So now, this is where we have been in that lot, and they blocked it off. Do we know why? I don't know why they blocked that off, because we were able to come through and park there. So I don't know how.
White supremacist!
What's that going to
This
mean?
is a white supremacist agenda!
Why do you say that? No, I mean, dude, I'm
You're
not
on
here.
Whose team are you on?
Come on, man. This is Don Lemon.
All right, man.
All right, well,
Sorry, brother.
I'm so sorry. Really?
No, I'm so sorry.
On our team.
Yeah, so what?
What? What is happening right now?
Do you say that?
This is a white supremacist agenda. They're not just going after criminals. I'm so sorry I went after you there. I didn't
Come on.
recognize.
Holy shit. Holy shit. He saw a black guy and freaked out until he realized the black guy was gay Don Lemon.
Do I look upset?
There's all kinds of folks out here with media. They're not just going after criminals. They're going door to door and they're targeting.
No, fuck that, dude. We gotta go back. This motherfucker is completely unhinged. It starts out with him screaming, "Fuck ICE."
This is where we have been in that lot, and they blocked it off. Do we know why? I don't know why they
So Don Lemon was laughing at him, and he thought he was laughing like making fun of him.
blocked that off, because we were able to come through and park there. So I don't know how.
White supremacist!
What's that going to
This
mean?
is a white supremacist agenda!
Why do you say that? No, I mean, dude, I'm
You're
not
on
here.
Whose team are you on?
Come on, man. This is Don Lemon.
All right, man.
All right, well,
Sorry, brother. I'm so sorry.
Really?
No, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, dude, this is amazing. Don Lemon just accidentally exposed these fucking psychos for what they are.
All right.
On our team.
Yeah, so why do you say that?
This is a white supremacist agenda. They're not just going after criminals. I'm so sorry I went after you there. I didn't
Come on,
recognize
do I
you.
look upset?
There's all kinds of folks out here with media. They're not just going after criminals. They're going door to door and they're targeting any black and brown person they can.
You just targeted a black guy. Holy fuck. Holy shit.
Fine. And all of America is next. If you live by a black or brown person, you're next. They're above the law. They outnumber.
Is he pretending to be emotional now? This is incredible.
Our police. This is a white supremacist agenda. No?
No, when did you get? You just today's your first.
I live nearby. I've been out a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah. But why do you come
I'm so
out?
sorry I went after you, man.
Dude,
This is fucking crazy. This is fucking amazing. Holy crap.
it's fine. Why are you out here instead of like being in your warm, cozy house?
Because there's a point where whites got to stand up and recognize that this is a white person problem, and we need to represent our black and brown neighbors and disavow MAGA.
Yeah.
We need to put an end to this. We need to put an end to this. We fucked up so bad.
That's how you know I'm not like a crazy MAGA person, because I'm not triggered. I'm not a snowflake.
This is the end result of all of the bigotry and racism that we have been putting up with for years. This is the logical conclusion.
What do you think is going to happen? Where does this end? How does it end?
I don't know. I feel like if ICE kills more citizens, then the rest of America might wake up.
What do you do?
Right now I'm
Besides
shoveling
the sidewalk.
What do I do?
Yeah.
I talk to anyone who will listen, and I disavow every MAGA person I've ever known. They have no place in my heart. this kind of hatred. No, if you can't stand 10 toes down and say that trans people, black and brown people have a right to exist and that women have a right over their own body, then you have no place in my heart. And you have no place in the fucking future. Because we're going to have a bright...
Sounds like a threat. That's incredible. I am so happy that that happened because it does show the unhinged nature of these people. And, man, I was not prepared for that shit. That was crazy. And I don't think that that was planned at all. I think Don Lemon did not want that to happen the way it did. Holy shit. That's next level craziness right there. That just gives you perspective as to how these people are. I'm very happy that that played out the way that it did. Let's see. Adez says Snake Pit tax, Miki tax, and tax. JDT says Stroud is trash. That's all we need a quarterback. Sad. I mean, like I like the Texans. You know, but I'm not a CJ Stroud guy. So, my boy from Bama's the coach, so of course I like him. Brian Stewart says facial hair looks like Beardo ran out of dude wipes. William says this is like that South Park episode when they get gay. Andrew Sierra says I disavow Jeremy. He's a flamboyant homosexual. Peter says Don Lemon is a POS. Kelly AR says thought all gays had gaydar, right, Jeremy? Apparently not for that dude. Jazzius says, dude, can we open mental institutions again? No. Honestly, like, no, we can't. Because you know who's going to pay for mental institutions? I'll give you one guess. So no, fuck them. No, I don't want to pay for these motherfuckers to have their mental. Fuck them. Let them be miserable. Zevin Cross says that guy just pulled the whole "what kind of American are you" scene from the Civil War movie. Yep. Packy Protest says fucking Patriots. Congrats, I guess. Yeah, I mean, look, man. It's gonna be. We'll see. The championship weekend is gonna be interesting. And is there a minute to go? Yeah, this game's over. Wolverine Schnick says Patriots beat the Texans. Yeah, there's a minute to go. It's over. It's been over for a while. Cole here says, sure, buddy. Why guys like that speaking for me? Yeah, right. That dude been watching way too much TV. Eheb says, I want ICE because mass illegal immigration is tearing apart Central South America. Millions deleted and the left's fault. I'm tired of hearing about their moral high ground. 1,000%. Two Penny Puppet says, raiding a church is a nasty felony. The law passed at the same time they made it a felony to invade an abortion clinic. It's long prison term. Well, I hope something happens with it. Dr. Tripp says, Techno Viking crawled so Techno Vance could run. Hell yeah. Johnny the Whiz Kid says, make America a white straight again. You know what else needs to return? Shock therapy. Bring mental asylums back. I don't want to bring mental asylums.
Have Kevin do it. You fucking Nazis. We got it all on video.
We're not Nazis.
Yeah, you fucking Nazis.
We're not Nazis and we're not racist. I condemn Hitler.
I really wish he would not. Like, you guys, I get it. They're boots on the ground. I respect the hell out of them. But condemning anything they want you to condemn is meaningless, and it only gives power to those ridiculous accusations.
Completely. I'm not racist. I condemn all racism. I condemn all racism.
Why are you here?
We were driving through and we got followed. You guys followed us.
No, we're following you because who are you?
It doesn't matter. We're allowed to be here. It's the United States of America. Why do we have to leave?
What?
We're not leaving until we get the camera. You want us to leave? Give us the camera. Call your friend. Get the camera back.
And we'll leave.
Racism, but yet you're treating him like this. Why? Racism can go both ways.
Talking to these fucking freaks means like asking them questions or whatever, like they don't care. Calling out their hypocrisy doesn't care. Like all it takes is just recording them, which again, these guys are doing that. So I am not being critical of them. I'm just commentating on the fact that, you know, like asking them like, oh, well, why are you doing it? It doesn't matter. These people are fucking retarded. They're very, very stupid people. Asking them to explain their stupidity is a waste of your time, and it only, you know, gives them more belief in their delusions when you ask them these questions. We got Zwani for 20 says a tax on tax of the original lurker tax, I think. Anyway, hail Unit 199. Mod lives matter. Chat lives matter. Thank you, Zwani. Appreciate you. Dark Towards Rising for 20 says the people wearing masks calling him a coward. It's beautiful, isn't it? The hypocrisy is insane. Good Lord, man. I'm just glad he's okay, because that was very scary with him right here where he was like holding on to the car while it was driving. That was crazy. Infinity Flare says the shops and restaurants in my neighborhood put
Took next camera. She just stole next camera.
Bro.
Just tell her to give him the camera back. What happened, Nick?
They just stole my camera.
Right out of your hand while you're in the car?
That's what the fuck you wanted, right? That's the fuck you wanted, right? Man, listen, motherfucker, you better get the fuck up out of here. You fucking coward. Motherfucker, you a coward, bitch. You have to leave. You fucking coward. Get out, you motherfucker. Get the fuck up out of here. Bitch. You fucking coward. You a fucking coward, motherfucker.
Nobody.
Motherfucker, you trying to incite that shit.
Nobody stepped in.
Get the fuck up out of here, bro.
$1,000 for this one.
You're such a fucking bitch.
Did you call 9? Did anybody call 911? Have Kevin do it.
You fucking Nazis.
We got it all on video. We're not Nazis.
Yeah, you fucking Nazis.
We're not Nazis and we're not racist.
highlight your stupidity. I can.
Dog, you're doing it all wrong.
Violent leftists are going for Jake Lang's head at the anti-Islam protest, violently whacking and assaulting him, trying to cause serious injury. Minneapolis police are doing absolutely nothing. So this happened yesterday. Here we go. Did you cover the dude being dragged into the peaceful protesters? Yeah, I'm going to talk about it now. I just didn't really have time for it, but we're going to look at it now. He was stabbed? Yeah, he was stabbed. And you see, this is the guy, right? And they're hitting him. Look at all this. They're hitting this guy. And you can see the top of his head. Like, there's a big gash on his head, too. I don't know if you can see it from this part of the video, but it's insane. Is he still alive? Yeah, he's fine. I mean, a bit maimed, but yeah, he's fine. So you see all these people just going crazy. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Festival stabbing? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he was stabbed. He probably wouldn't have died if he wasn't wearing armor. Yep. And this is what's happening in Minneapolis. And this is what happens if you disagree with them, is they'll try to kill you. That's just what they do. They try to kill you. Mhm. There's another angle showing a guy stabbing him from multiple behind times. Terrible shit. Well, let me see if I can pull that up and find it. So, yeah, Jake Lang is attacked by Black Bloc crowd as he tries to leave his pro-ICE anti-Islam rally. Look at it. Look. Jesus. Jesus. Look at all this.
Hey, Jake, why'd you kiss the wall?
No American flags, by the way? Yeah. Yep, no American flags. Kill, you hear that? Yep. Where are the police? Great question. Uh-huh. See, these are the people that, like, I think they do need to bring in the military or the National Guard and then just round all of these people up and arrest them. I do. I think that's what should happen. Like, these people are obviously deranged. They're clearly violent. They're stabbing and attacking people. They're doing it in a mass mob. It's like 100v1. I mean, like, this is nuts. This is at City Hall? Yeah. How many 2%ers are here? A lot. Why the fuck is Trump just sitting on his ass about this? I don't know. I'm very annoyed that he is. Honestly, fucking arrest all these sickos. The police refuse to respond to this. Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing, is that this is the way that authoritarianism works in a place like Minnesota, is that they apply the police brutally to people that they disagree with, and then they allow mob justice to deal with people who they also disagree with. So basically, they don't actually apply the law fairly. They just apply the law to people that they dislike, and they refuse to enforce the law against people that they're acting in the right. Jake Lang stole riot gear and brought it back to storm Capitol Hill on January 6th. These people might remember his name and do this to him personally. The way that authoritarianism works in a place like all these sickos.
Which will absolutely, the blood will be so high it'll come to the literal jawline of a horse. Do you not understand justice? It's written all over your face. You look like you don't even know what you're saying. Look at her face. Look how unsure she is. Like, I don't know if what I'm saying is true, but I'm saying it, you know? Because I'm like, I'm independent. Execution of Charlie Kirk. It's the same people. Fearing for his life and safety as he was being ambushed by 3 individuals, the officer fired a defensive shot to defend his life. The initial subject was hit in the leg. All 3 subjects ran back into the apartment and barricaded themselves inside. The attacked officer and subject are both in the hospital. Both attackers are in custody. This attack on another brave member of law enforcement took place while Minnesota's top leaders, Governor Walz and Mayor Frey, are actively encouraging an organized resistance. It's an insurrection. The ICE and federal law enforcement officers. I mean, you can't only just blame Tim Walz. Where is the president? Why is this insurrection being allowed? Their hateful rhetoric and resistance against men and women who are simply trying to do their jobs must end. Federal law enforcement officers are facing a 1,300% increase in assaults against them as they put their lives on the line to arrest criminals and lawbreakers. Yeah, you know, and again, I don't think it's DHS, I don't think it's ICE's job to deal with the insurrection. I'm still saying the same thing. I mean, where's the military? Where's the National Guard? ICE should be free to maneuver in these communities without having to worry about crowd control, riot control, insurrection control, and, you know, holding perimeters and then dealing with the breach of perimeters. Yeah. Yeah. These people are just allowed. Okay. To roam free. And apparently this illegal alien was just smiling for the cameras after getting shot. And hold on, I'm just looking at some of my messages here. Okay, no, I literally, I have some of my buddies in ICE that hit me up with some updates. Okay, where was I? Okay, so on the same night that this happens, okay, on the same night, the same evening, this clear insurrection is in progress. Well, in case you're wondering of the identities, here they are. Names and backgrounds released of Venezuelan illegal aliens involved in a Minneapolis shovel attack against ICE officer. Information and the identities of 3 illegal aliens who were involved in the shovel attack on an ICE agent in Minneapolis on Wednesday have been released. The attack led to an ICE officer shooting one of them in the leg. We just took a look at the Department of Homeland Security statement. According to the Department of Homeland Security, when the ICE officials were conducting a targeted arrest of Julio Cesar Sosa Solis, who was released into the United States under the Biden administration, Sosa Solis fled. Law enforcement officer pursued Sosa Solis, also on foot, caught up to him and attempted to apprehend him when Sosa Solis began to resist and violently assault the officer. While Sosa Solis and law enforcement were in a struggle on the ground.
Are you looking at the Star Destroyer on your desk while you do this, or is this just all by, like, your memory?
No, I have the booklet here.
Oh.
Those 2 other
No, I built this like
have been
10 years ago.
identified as Alfredo Alejandro Arona, an illegal alien from Venezuela, as well as illegal alien from Venezuela, Gabriel Alejandro Hernandez,
So this isn't your own creation, it's like what Lego
yeah, this is a
gave?
Lego, this is a Lego build.
Driving without a license, as well as giving a false name to a peace officer. He was the target of the ICE enforcement operation after he was released by Minnesota authorities before ICE could issue a detainer against him. Sosa Solis came into the United States illegally during the Biden administration in 2022. Yeah, I don't think this ICE agent was like just completely solo by himself. According to the story, it sounds like he was in pursuit, and we've seen that, where ICE agents go in pursuit and they end up with just them taking down one person, and then some others catch up after the fact. So, I mean, I'd like to see footage of this. What we saw last night in Minneapolis was an attempted murder of federal law enforcement. Our officer was ambushed and attacked by 3 individuals who beat him with the snow shovels and the handles of brooms.
What? What? Okay, I'll be back.
Oh.
You there, Doug?
Yeah.
Fearing for his life, the officer fired a defensive shot.
Have to go get some.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said Mayor Fry and Governor Walz have to get their city under control. They're encouraging, impeding an assault against our law enforcement, which is a federal crime, a felony. This is putting the... It's so wild to read that from Kristi Noem, isn't it? It truly is. It truly is. It's wild to read that. Oh, yes, Mayor Fry and Governor Tim Walz, they're encouraging impeding assault against law enforcement. That's a federal crime. That's a felony. Okay, so what are we waiting for? Who's going to prison? Where's Bondi? Ash Patel, hello? Hello, where are you? Where are you?
Oh.
That's what's irritating about this. Okay, and it's getting even more irritating as you're watching the administration, the rapid response account. Wow, Ilhan Omar, she's inciting an insurrection, violence against federal agents. Tim Walz, Jacob Fry, look at them. They're inciting violence. That's a felony. Yeah, but you don't file your taxes on time. The IRS will be at your house in 24 hours, ready to take you to prison, right? Right. Yep. Yep. Yeah, let's get the cuck out of here. He's not worthy. I'm going to acknowledge. Okay, let's see. So, the same evening before this goes down, this is exactly what Kristi Noem is talking about, stating the obvious. It's just crazy how these people act like they're not in power. You know, it's like Trump's not in the White House. We don't have anything, nothing. It's just we're still. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are still in the White House, guys. We're powerless to do anything. We're powerless to do anything. Last night, Tim Walz was saying he's proud of Minnesota protesters, just before they riot and loot ICE vehicles. So Tim Walz dropped this YouTube video right before this went down last night. Just another reason why Tim Walz should get Maduro'd by the president. But, you know. Tim Walz said that he is proud of the protests going on in Minnesota against ICE agents, even as there are riots as well as violence taking place in the state in response to the ICE raids. Walz, who announced the end of his gubernatorial re-election bid as a massive fraud scandal has unfolded in Minnesota, made a video on Wednesday evening in response to the Trump administration over a surge in ICE operations that has been taking place in his state, and after the shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent after she drove her car straight into the officer, in my opinion, attempting to murder him and kill him.
You're making the other side piece or whatever.
Tim Walz called the surge in
No,
ICE
I'm
operations
right now
an
making the middle.
occupation from the Trump administration, then added, "Let me say 4 critical things to the people of Minnesota. 4 things I want you to
So
hear
we're basically
as
like
you watch the
the
news
spine
and
of
look
the
out
ship
for your
or some shit.
neighborhoods. First,
Yeah.
Donald Trump wants this chaos." Crazy how Trump's just getting cucked out by these people, dude. And Walz is winning.
Was this
As of
like
right now.
like a good Star Destroyer, like for Lego?
Is this
Yep.
gonna let me...
But like I said before, after you see how good another company can do it, it just doesn't even compare. Because with this one, the bottom is basically flat. Like, you see, this is the bottom, which the bottom on the real one is angled.
News reports
It's
simply don't do justice
more
to
so
the
like the
level of
top. There's a
chaos,
part that's cut out, like this triangle that's cut
disruption,
out,
and trauma the federal
but it's
government is
still
happening in Minnesota right
it's
now
still
defies belief.
angled instead of flat.
News reports simply don't do justice to the level of chaos.
Wait, so the finished build,
disruption,
the
and
bottom's
trauma
flat?
The federal government is raining down
Yeah.
upon our communities. 2,000 to 3,000 armed agents of the federal government have been deployed to Minnesota. Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live. They're pulling over people indiscriminately, including U.S. citizens, and demanding to see their papers. And at grocery stores, at bus stops, even at our schools. They're breaking windows, dragging pregnant women down the street, just plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans. Kidnapping innocent people with no warning and no due process.
Right, yeah. And not people rioting, okay? Not insurrectionists, okay? No. They're just innocent people walking down the street in Minnesota. They're just being abducted. That's what's happening. If you're an idiot, you'll literally fall for what Tim Walz is saying. I've already seen people in MAGA already say, "Well, it's true. Like that's what ICE is doing. They're going after American citizens." I'm like, "Well, okay, so I guess, you believe Tim Walz?" Okay,
Let's be very, very clear. This long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. Instead, it's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of Minnesota by our own federal government. Last week, that campaign claimed the life of Renee Nicole Good.
Just remember, at the end of the day, this is all to detour ICE from targeting illegals and booting them the hell out of the country. Just know, the context of all of this That's the agenda. That is what they seek to accomplish. So just keep that in mind. With all of this unfolding, that's what they seek to accomplish. They brought these people here for a reason, and they're not going to let them all go without a fight. I tried telling MAGA this. It's going to get crazy once it starts going down.
We've all watched the video. We've all seen what happened. And yet, instead of conducting an impartial investigation so we can hold accountable the officer responsible for Renee's death, the Trump administration is devoting the full power of the federal government to finding an excuse to attack the victim and her family. Just yesterday, 6 federal prosecutors, including the longtime career prosecutor leading the charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state's programs, quit their jobs rather than go along with this assault on the United States Constitution. But as bad as it's been, Donald Trump intends for it to get worse. This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution and reckoning is coming. That's a direct threat against the people of this state, who dared to vote against him 3 times, and who continue to stand up for freedom with courage and empathy and profound grace. All across Minnesota.
This guy's not worried about going to prison, I'm telling you. I try telling people. You haven't ended Tim Walz, Nick Shirley. I'm just saying, you have not ended Tim Walz. This guy's still going.
Any kind of cardio machinery at your house, like a treadmill or like one of those like stationary bikes?
And walking kids to school and raising their voices in peaceful protest. Even though
I think we used to have an elliptical, but
made many of our
that's
fellow
long gone.
Minnesotans targets.
See, this is what I think people in MAGA are falling for. When Tim Walz raps,
I really need to fucking do some kind of cardio.
Minnesotans, in a sentence, he's including illegal aliens and pedophiles and child molesters and the rapists. And just illegal aliens that don't belong here. So I'm not going to fall for that crap, dude. Like, no. These people got to go, bro. At all costs. They got to get the hell out of the country. Okay? I voted for ICE, whether masked or not masked, to get in there and get these damn people the hell out of the country. I know what I signed up for. I knew it was going to get violent. I tried telling people it was going to get chaotic. I tried telling people it was going to be like Civil War scenarios in the streets when this stuff starts going down. And there will be conservatives that are like, oh no, this is too much. This is dividing us. Yeah, it's going to divide us, guys. Look around you. We're pretty divided, don't you think? But it's not a bad thing to be divided over something that's wrong. I think that's what a lot of conservatives don't understand. I think a lot of Christians get that wrong, to be honest. And I think it's cucked out. And I think it comes down to people just being cowards, honestly. It's not a bad thing to be divided over something that is wrong. Always remember that. Always remember that. Don't you realize, are you born again? Are you a born again Christian? Don't you understand that you will forever and eternally be divided from the world and the things of this world? Satan, Lucifer, and evil? Don't you understand that that will always be a point of division for you? Like Jesus said, I didn't come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. I've come to set a mother against her daughter, a son against a father, etc. Like, the whole families are going to be divided over me. The truth. It's not wrong to be divided over truth. We will be divided over truth. We will be divided over something that is righteous. And I think conservatives just, they just fail to fundamentally understand that. And they surrender. They surrender their conscience as a result. I don't want to be divisive, so just let the pedophiles and the illegal aliens stay. Just stop it. I don't want to be divisive. Stop it, Drew. That's divisive. Stop it. Stop demanding accountability, Drew. Stop demanding righteousness, Drew. Stop the invite.
Neighbors. First, Donald Trump wants this chaos. He wants confusion. And yes, he wants more violence on our streets. We cannot give him what he wants. We must protest loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. Indeed, as hard as we will fight in the courts and at the ballot box, we cannot and will not let violence prevail. You're angry, I'm angry. Angry's not a strong enough word, but we must remain peaceful. Second, you are not powerless, you are not helpless, and you are certainly not alone. All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities,
how's
not
your,
just to resist,
your finger?
but to help people who are in danger.
Oh, it's almost sealed.
Thousands upon thousands of our fellow Minnesotans are
Sweet.
going to be relying on mutual aid
Probably
in the
gonna leave a
days and
scar,
weeks to
though.
come, and they need our support. Tonight, I want to share another way you can help.
Well,
Witness. Help us establish a
you
record
come up
of
with a cool
exactly
story
what's
for
happening
it.
in our
Say
communities.
you
You
survived
have an absolute right
an attack.
to peacefully film ICE
Something, I
agents
don't know.
as they conduct these activities. So carry your phone with you at all times.
Ever trying to impress a
And
girl
if
or
you see
something?
these ICE
fucking
agents
know.
in your neighborhood, take out that phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the atrocities against Minnesotans, not just to establish a
Remember, when he says Minnesotans, he's talking about illegal aliens. Okay, that's what he's talking about.
record for posterity, but to bank evidence for future prosecution.
So it's either you want deportations or you don't. So they're getting ready for future prosecutions. They're preparing. They're getting ready. They're going to do it. They're coming after everybody. Everybody. So listen up, cuckservative. It's either them or it's us.
Fuck.
That's where we're at. Okay? That's where we're at. In this point in time in America, we're celebrating 250 years of America. You want to know what this Independence Day means to me? 2026, coming up in July. 250th birthday for the USA. You want to know what that means to me? It's either them or it's us. That was our founding fathers' mentality. It's either them or it's us.
Oh. Okay.
It's either them or it's us. Hey, Drew, you're just like trying to incite a civil war. No. I want law and order. That's what I want. I don't want to lose my country. These people are not going to back down. Okay, once they return to full power, it's over, dude. It's literally over. So it's either, and when I say it's them, this is where the cuckservatives lose themselves. It's like, no, it's either them or it's us. It's either we go after them for all of their criminality and crimes and insurrection, the real terrorists. It's either them or it's us, or they go after all of us over lies, speech, and nothing. So, you know, this rhetoric is not, oh, you're just inciting a civil war, Drew. That's what you're doing. No, to incite something like that would be to be pitting Americans against each other over nothing. These are criminals we're talking about here. These are not innocent people, okay? I'm not going to sit here and act like they are. I'm not going to sit here and act like these people are not real insurrectionists, that these people are not real terrorists, that these people are not a real death cult, because they are. The same people that celebrated the public execution of Charlie Kirk. It's the same people. That's where we're at, guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's where we're at. It's either them or it's us. And if Trump doesn't fundamentally understand that, maybe he does and just doesn't care. I don't know. You know, it's you're going to have to deal with this. You're going to have to pay for this. While Trump rides off into the sunset, okay, convincing himself he's the greatest thing on planet Earth forever, we will be dealing with and paying for all of this over the next 50 years if these people fail to deliver. Just keep reminding yourself that, okay? That's why I'm so hard on the administration. I'm not thinking about Trump, okay? I'm not thinking about MAGA. I'm thinking about my kids and my grandkids. I'm thinking about these future generations. We will have to deal with this. And the failures of this administration and this major backlash that's coming. If we don't deal with these criminals.
what happened. Let me see if I can find this clip that we had. Or he tried to leave. So here we go right here.
These people have come into our house and they've interrupted our worship. This is a house of peace, and we try to proclaim that. And this stirs division and rancor. And in the end, it's not helpful. Ultimately, I believe they've lost. They've emptied a house of worship. Everybody's gone home. Their point has been proven worthless. And so, in the end, I think they lose. But more importantly, if I was to break into any of their houses uninvited, cause derision and upset according to their values, I would be kicked out ultimately. It's not a good way. I feel violated. I feel interrupted. I feel angry.
May I ask you something? When you were saying if you had showed up at their house, they're saying that people are showing up at houses where they're citizens, you know, without
Citizens. What's a citizen? Don Lemon, can you define what a citizen is? Please let me know, Don. I would love for you to tell me what a citizen is.
due process and breaking and entering a house. One that we saw, I've been watching from New York, with a battering ram into someone's private property, and there's no recourse. There's no, you understand what I'm saying?
This is all part of a much larger dialogue, in my opinion. You know, on one side are people who watched a previous administration bring 12 million people in over the course of 4 years. And many of them undocumented, many of them criminals, etc. This is another.
White leftists continue to be the absolute worst people in the world.
Administration's corrective. Now, whether you agree with the policies or procedures, I think I could actually be sympathetic to some of the things where there have been challenges to action and decency. At the same time, these are what are called targeted interventions by ICE to keep the American people safe.
If I respectfully may interject here, I've been out reporting on a lot of these, and they're not targeted. There are no warrants signed by a judge, and let me finish. And they're American citizens.
All right, I'm gonna get off.
Most of the people that they detain don't have criminal convictions or criminal records.
I'm not going to get into the weeds. This is
But you should know that.